Is that essentially the framing?
I think so. And if maybe I'm wrong, but if you go back to our 2018 pod, I think I said something like, use the right tool for the job. And it's like how you're saying earlier, if you're going to take a big payment for Bedford sponsors, do it on the main chain.
Yep.
But if you're going to get small payments, you should probably take it over Lightning or Liquid and possibly aggregate that first. And then you can peg out or swap into a bigger on-chain UTXO that makes economic sense. So it's the same thing. We're going to have the most important thing with Bitcoin, which is sound money at the base. But there will be trade-offs to get additional functionality out of that. And there's just no way around that. There's some element of trust no matter what you're doing. Even with a non-custodial Lightning wallet, you'll need to pay for liquidity. So if you go to Breeze, you can buy it for 1 year. And I think they say, we'll sign something and say, we'll keep it open for 1 year. But you're still trusting them that they're going to keep that channel open to you for 1 year. They could close it at any time. There's no mechanism that prevents them from closing that channel after you paid them for that liquidity. But it just goes to show, you have to understand there's a little bit of trust in all of these non-main chain solutions.
But even the idea of buying liquidity, I think, is too complicated.
It is.
I do. The beauty of Bitcoin, I really saw it in Madeira because we've been selling merch now at events for 2 years. The first one, I think was Pacific Bitcoin 2 years ago, or it might have been Bitcoin Miami. Either way, I remember the first time we did it, about a third of the transactions were people with a debit card, about a third were Bitcoin, about a third cash. It was fairly even. I mean, I'll be out by a few points. And the trajectory has been less and less debit card, more and more Bitcoin, and still occasional cash. I mean, we did €1,000 in this one. Only twice of the 200-300 transactions I had, someone else used a debit card. So we don't take cards now. There's a whole load of complexity with taking cards internationally. But actually, even when you can do it, it's so much easier with Bitcoin. And we instantly take control of that Bitcoin. There's no IOU. Like, I'll give you an example of the football club, right? On a match day, we have a number of these Zettels, and people tap and pay for their drinks and their beers and their burgers. And then we receive the money on a Monday. So it's a 2-day wait, whereas the Bitcoin is instant. So it has become the preferred tool, but the ease of typing in a number, scanning a code and clicking send, that's, I think, all people need. They don't want to have to buy liquidity. They don't have to think about channels.
Yeah.
We failed at that point. And I know that triggers people, but I think we have.
Yeah, ordinary people don't really want to deal with that. And this is why we're seeing people they like Aqua, because it's so simple. You get the whole Lightning ease of use and that simple experience, scan a code and it's instant. But you don't have to deal with the balancing and all of that. It's all done by the backend with bolts and other providers down the road. And I think this is how you reach that 8 billion people, because they don't want to do all this stuff.